fresh made cinnamon buns. They just came out of the massive wood burning oven about 5 minutes ago. I have waited long enough so they are cool and I can eat one in just a second. Here, spending the morning with me today, Rudy van WIJNGAARDEN, master baker and owner here at Red Canoe Café. You, sir, are a baking genius.
Thank you. I like to think not, but
no,
it comes natural for me.
You are just very modest. Rudy here has been baking for 45 years. You started when you were 12 years old back home in Holland, and you are a hidden gem here in Wilno.
So to speak.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be taking this. So we took a look at some of the fresh made bread that you're baking up a couple of times a week, and people are coming from all over the place to get their hands on that because it's rare to find bread that isn't full of preservatives.
That is, yeah. We put no preservatives in it, and we prefer to bake fresh. The weekends are our busiest times, so that's when most of our baking is done on Saturdays and Fridays. And it takes about 17 hours to warm up the oven, so that's my Thursday job.
Yes.
And there we take it from there, and people eat the bread in the restaurant for toast for the breakfasts, and yeah.
All-day breakfast here at Red Canoe Cafe. That really appeals to me. So we are making cinnamon buns now.
Yes, we do.
So what do we have to do?
Well, I would like you to try to roll this to a rectangle of 2 feet by 24 inches by 12 inches.
Okay.
And it's very soft dough, so you don't need to push hard on it.
Gentle. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any?
You can move over to the next. And you're doing perfect. You're not going over the edges. If you go over the edges get a little too thin, and that makes it harder for the bun to stick together later on.
There we go. What do you think? Is it all right?
That looks very good. Yes. We can take it from there.
Okay.
And we have a bowl of melted butter here that we're going to spread on, and we leave about a strip of 1.5 inches on the top.
So everywhere except for that strip on the edge.
This is all going to be brushed with butter.
And why do you leave that strip unbuttered?
Well, when we are finished, when we put the sugar on it, then that won't get sprayed with water, so it will stick to the dough, so it won't roll open when you bake it. It won't fall up. It kind of is the glue to the.
So it stays
to the bread.
intact.
It stays intact.
Now
right.
you said that you're willing to share your sticky bun recipe.
Yes.
That's because you know at home it won't taste the same because people don't have the amazing wood burning stove, right?
Exactly.
Why do you think that the stove makes such a difference in the taste?
I think it's because of the fact what kind of wood you use. It depends on, for instance, if you do make pizza and you use an apple wood, you get a completely different flavor than when you use an oak. An oak has a more pungent smell, and that's why you see that a more cherry wood or apple wood is used for pizza more than a birch or another type of wood. We prefer to have a mixture of wood, and for our pizza night we do use a little bit of cherry wood or apple wood if I can get it.
Right. And you're splitting your own wood because you apparently have extra time, which I have no idea how that is possible. But different types of woods burn at different temperatures as well, right?
Different temperatures, and a shorter burn, longer burn as well.
Okay.
And that's easier to regulate. The next thing you want to do is put some brown sugar over top of that.
Okay.
You can be very liberal with that.
Okay, so we're almost out of time. So we've got, you already made a tray of them and put them in the proofer, right? Why do they need to go in the proofer?
That's for the final proof, and that from there on they can go in the oven to make them nice and fluffy.
And why did you tell me to make sure that I didn't drop these or bump them?
If you drop them or bump them, they will sink down and you get a whole different product.
Okay, so before we go, we of course need to cut off a bun and let me try. What's the best way to get them out?
I think you just cut it in a square and take the one with the most cinnamon in it.
I know, that's like every one of them. Look at how good they look. Okay, so a reminder, business first, that Red Canoe Cafe is here in Wilno, Canada's first Polish settlement. The sticky bun recipe can be found on our webpage, and the time has come. It's so good. All for me, none for you. Stay with us, we got more to come later on the show.